Have you ever felt like you're doing everything right with a girl, but something still feels off? Like you're saying the sweet words, texting her good morning, being super nice. And yet, she starts pulling away. You think to yourself, wait, what did I do wrong? And then the overthinking begins. Sound familiar? Good, because it's time to stop that forever. Most men are stuck in a loop, a painful, confusing loop. They try to be the perfect guy, the guy who always shows up, always texts first, always says yes, always gives. But here's the shocking truth that no one tells you. That's not what truly makes a woman fall deeply for you. It's not what makes her obsess over you, crave your energy, or feel emotionally pulled in. In fact, it might be what's making her feel bored. Or worse, repelled. Wait, what? Why? How could being nice make her feel distant? Because women don't fall for words. They fall for feelings. And the crazy part? They don't even know they're doing it. That's right. Most of her attraction to you happens subconsciously. It's not about what you say. It's not about your looks. It's not even about how much you prove your love. It's about how she feels in your presence. And those feelings are created through the things you don't say, through the energy you bring, through the space you hold. But guess what most men do instead? They chase. They try too hard. They smother. They overthink every little message, every emoji, every silence. And this overthinking, it creates nervous energy, weak energy, repelling energy. Because when you're in your head all the time, you're not in control. You're trying to figure her out instead of mastering yourself. So right now, this very moment, you need to hear this. Stop trying to win her. Start mastering you. Because when you understand her subconscious signals, when you stop chasing, when you learn to give space, when you start focusing on your purpose, she feels something magical. She feels safe, yet intrigued. Comfortable, but still excited. Connected, but also slightly unsure if she fully has you. And that right there, that's the formula for deep, long-term attraction. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to be rich. You don't need to send paragraphs of sweet texts or bend over backwards to impress her. You just need to be centered. You need to stay calm, grounded, focused, detached. Because when you do that, you stop chasing her approval and start pulling her in with your energy. That's the hidden code. And once you unlock it, everything changes. Let's keep going. The weird power of silence. What if I told you the most powerful thing you can say to a woman is nothing at all? Sounds crazy, right? But listen closely. Because silence, yes, silence, can speak louder than any sweet words you've ever said. You've been told your whole life, talk to her more. Open up. Be vulnerable. Tell her how you feel. Sure, those things can matter. But here's what no one tells you. Too much talking kills mystery. Too much explaining kills power. Too much trying to connect actually pushes her away. Here's what happens. You meet a girl. She's beautiful. You like her. So you want to show her that you're a good man. So you start talking. You share. You tell stories. You compliment her. You think, if I just say the right words, she'll see how much I care. But deep down, she starts feeling something weird, something off. Why? Because she doesn't feel like she's discovering you. She feels like she already knows everything. There's no chase, no mystery, no wonder. You see, women don't fall in love through logic. They fall in love through energy. And energy is strongest when there's space. That space makes her curious. That quiet moment makes her wonder. That calm pause makes her feel. It's like a movie you can't stop watching. You keep watching, not because the movie explains everything, but because it doesn't. So when you stop over-explaining yourself, when you stop filling every silence, when you lean back into peace and quiet, you suddenly feel powerful. Not because you're rude, not because you're cold, but because your energy says, I'm not here to chase you. I'm here to be me. And that right there is the exact moment she starts leaning in. She starts thinking, why is he so calm? What is he feeling? Does he even like me? Boom. Now she's the one in her head. She's the one overthinking. She's the one decoding you. And all you did was sit in silence. This isn't a game. It's not manipulation. It's being grounded, stoic, centered in yourself. It's being a man who doesn't speak just to get approval, but speaks only when he means it. When you do that, your words hit 10 times harder. Your presence becomes unforgettable. Your silence becomes magnetic. So next time you're with her, don't rush to fill the silence. Let it hang. Let it breathe. And just watch. Watch how it pulls her in. Why too much giving destroys attraction? Ever felt like the more you give, the less she values you? Like you're doing everything right. Texting first, planning dates, buying gifts. But somehow, she starts pulling away. It hurts, right? But there's a reason for this. And it might shock you. Here's the hard truth, brother. Most men think love is about doing more. More compliments, more gifts, more chasing, more effort. But guess what? That's not love. That's desperation. Wearing a nice outfit. You're trying to win her heart by proving yourself. You're hoping she'll notice how kind, sweet, and generous you are. But here's the secret she'll never say out loud. When a man gives too much, too fast, she doesn't feel lucky. She feels suspicious. Why is he doing all this? Does he even know me? Is he trying to buy my love? And worst of all, she starts thinking, if he's giving me everything already, why should I work for it? You've now taken away her greatest desire, the thrill of earning your attention. See, attraction is born in the chase, not the desperate, needy kind, but the healthy, masculine energy that says, I value myself first. If you want to be part of this life, you show up too. When you chase too hard, she stops running toward you. When you give without boundaries, she feels overwhelmed. When you do all the work, she does nothing. And slowly, you fade from exciting to exhausting. You must understand this. Women don't want to be rescued. They want to be chosen by a man who already loves his life. They want to be invited in, not pulled in with gifts and effort. So what should you do instead? You give from a place of strength, not weakness. You offer your time, but never beg for hers. You share your world, but never make her your whole world. When you do this, she starts to feel the energy shift. Now she wants to deserve your attention. Now she starts thinking, what can I give to him? That's when things change. Not because you played a trick, but because you finally understood your power. The most attractive men don't give more. They give less, but with meaning. And that is what makes her feel safe and unsure at the same time. Her words lie, but her energy tells the truth. She says, I'm fine, but something feels off. She texts you, good night, hot eyes. Yet you can't shake the weird feeling in your chest. You're not crazy, you're feeling her energy. And that, my friend, is where the real truth lives. Let me tell you something most men never learn. Women speak in signals, not just words. They might smile while pulling away. They might laugh, but something in their eyes looks empty. They might say, I love you, but their body feels cold when you touch them. So what's going on? Their words are the surface, but their energy, that's the ocean underneath. See, women are deeply emotional creatures. Most of their signals don't come out in perfect sentences. They come out in delayed texts, passive-aggressive comments, a sudden change in tone, or just a weird vibe. Now here's where you become dangerous, in the best way. Instead of reacting, instead of overthinking, instead of blowing up her phone asking, what's wrong? You observe, you feel, you stay calm. Why? Because you are the grounded one. You are not a storm, you are the mountain. When you sense something is off, you don't panic, you don't chase, you create space, not to punish, but to protect your peace. And guess what? That space ... that pause, that silence, it gives her something powerful, a mirror. Now she can see her own behavior. Now she starts wondering, why isn't he reacting like other guys? Now she starts to feel your strength, not hear it. That's when her energy shifts, because she can't manipulate a man who's not addicted to her mood. She can't confuse a man who trusts his own emotional radar more than her words. You want to master her subconscious signals? Start with this. Don't just listen to what she says. Feel how she says it. Feel her tone, her timing, her energy. And if it feels off, trust yourself. The most powerful men don't argue over words. They respond to the truth underneath. That's how you stop overthinking. And start reading her like a book. Turn the page. The next secret will flip your world upside down. Why less words? Make her feel more. Sometimes the moment you say nothing, she starts to feel everything. Pamba. Crazy, right? But it's true. The more you explain, defend, or convince, the less she feels you. And the more you hold your ground in silence, the more she begins to feel drawn to you. Like a magnet. Most guys talk a lot. They say things like, why aren't you answering? I didn't mean it that way. Can we talk about it, please? And guess what? The more you talk like that, the less she respects you. Why? Because it feels like begging. It feels like chasing. It feels like you're trying to fix something she hasn't even decided is broken. Here's what most men don't know. Women feel more when you speak less. Not in a cold, mean way, not in a silent treatment way, but in a calm, powerful way. Let me explain. When you're always explaining yourself, it feels like you're insecure, like you need her approval to feel okay. But when you're calm, quiet, composed, it hits her differently. She starts asking, why is he so unbothered? Why isn't he trying to fix this? Wait, did I lose his attention? Now she is in her head. Now she is thinking about you. And this is the crazy part. She actually starts to miss you in the silence. Because here's the secret. Silence creates tension. Tension creates emotion. Emotion builds attraction. But if you keep dumping words, trying to fix everything with logic, you kill the spark. Stoic men, strong men, don't rush to fill silence. They let it breathe. They let it do the work. Remember, you don't need to explain your worth. You live it. And when you speak from peace, instead of panic, that's when she feels you in a way she never has before. So next time you feel the urge to overtalk, stop, breathe, let her feel the space, because in that space, she starts to realize what she could lose. And when that happens, she chases you without even knowing why. Stick around. The next page shows you a twist that most men never see coming. When you stop asking, she starts wondering, what if I told you? The less questions you ask her, the more questions she starts asking about you. Satranodi. Yup, it's wild, but it's true. When you stop chasing her with curiosity, she starts chasing you with obsession. Let's break this down. Most men are too eager. They ask. Where were you? Are you mad? Do you still like me? What are we? Sounds familiar, right? But here's the hard truth. Every time you ask one of those questions, you're showing her that she's leading the dance. You're showing her that you care more than she does. And while that might sound romantic, to her, it's pressure, it's neediness, it's unattractive. It's like standing there saying, please tell me who I am to you so I can feel okay. That's not strength. That's not mystery. That's not masculine energy. But now, picture this. What happens when you stop asking? What happens when you stop checking her every move? When you stop wondering where it's going? Guess what? She starts to wonder where you went. She starts to think, why isn't he asking anymore? Does he not care now? Wait, is he moving on? That's when the tide shifts. Not because you're playing a game, but because you're finally living your life without her approval. You're not cold. You're not rude. You're just unavailable to nonsense. You're focused. You're grounded. You're on a mission. And that is when she feels your value without you saying a single word. She'll wonder about your silence. She'll crave your attention again. She'll remember the man who wasn't waiting around for breadcrumbs. This is how you go from the guy chasing answers to the man who is the answer. So remember, let go of the need to know what she's thinking and trust that your energy is saying enough. You don't need more words. You need more presence. And when you stop asking about her, she starts asking about you. That's real power. Stick with me. The next page is going to show you the key to flipping emotional chaos into calm masculine control. Her mood swings are a test, and you're the judge. She's sweet 1 minute, cold the next. One day she's texting hearts. Next day, nothing. What if I told you that roller coaster isn't random? It's a test, and she's watching how you react. Because how you handle it shows her exactly who you are. Let's go deep. When her mood suddenly changes, when she pulls away for no reason, when she gets quiet, snappy, or distant, most men panic. They say, "What did I do? Is something wrong? Please talk to me. I just want to fix it." Sound familiar? That's exactly what she expects. But not because she's mean. Because she's watching to see if your emotions are stronger than hers. See, women feel emotions like waves, big ones. And they want to know this. Can you stand strong while the storm is blowing? Because if she's going through a whirlwind of feelings, she needs to feel your stability, not your fear, not your panic, not your fix-it energy. She wants to feel your anchor. That means you don't beg, you don't chase, you don't argue. You stay calm, you stay present, you stay strong, not cold, just centered. That's the secret. You don't react to her every mood swing like a little boy. You respond like a grounded man who knows her storm isn't my storm. You let her feel it. You let her flow through it. And then you show up like peace. And guess what? That's when she melts. That's when she trusts you. That's when she knows this man doesn't crumble. He leads. So next time she shifts on you, don't chase it. Don't match it. Just breathe. Let her swing and stay rooted. Because while she's swinging left and right, she's watching if you move. Stay still, and she'll come back. That's power. That's presence. That's stoic calm. And the next chapter, we're going to talk about how to become rare and unforgettable by mastering one thing that 99% of men ignore. You don't want to miss this. The more you talk, the more you lose her. Here's a crazy truth most men never learn. You think you need to say more to fix things with her. But what if the secret isn't talking more? It's talking less, but with power. Yes, less is actually more. Let's break it down. When a woman pulls away, acts cold, or sends confusing signals, most men go into talking mode. They text long paragraphs. They ask too many questions. They explain themselves 50 different ways. They try to convince her, "I care. I didn't mean that. Please understand." But here's the secret. Words don't hit her heart. Emotions do. Let me say that again. Your logic won't reach her. Your talking won't pull her closer. Your reasoning won't make her feel safe. But your calm silence, that's a whole different energy. Because when you go quiet, not in anger, but in control, when you speak less, but your energy says, "I'm good either way," she feels your value. It's not that you're playing games. It's that your words are rare. And rare equals powerful. See, most men talk too much because they're scared. They're scared to lose her. They're scared of silence. They're scared of rejection. But you're built different. You understand this. Silence creates mystery. Mystery builds curiosity. Curiosity turns into attraction. When you stop explaining, when you stop overtalking, when you start being instead of convincing, that's when you stand out. That's when she leans in. That's when she wonders, why isn't he trying so hard? Is he slipping away? Who is he really? Now she's thinking about you. Now she's feeling you. Now she's drawn to you again. So here's your move. Next time you feel the urge to overtalk, over-explain, or chase with words, stop. Breathe. Say less. Let your energy speak louder than your mouth. That's how the masters do it. And you're not just any man. You're becoming one of them. She falls hardest when you're not trying at all. This might sound wild, but it's true. The more you try to get her, the more she pulls away. And the moment you stop chasing, she starts chasing you. Bamba. Why? Because effort is attractive only when it comes from overflow, not from emptiness. Let me explain. Most guys think they have to do more to get the girl. More texting, more attention, more compliments, more chasing, more proving themselves. But guess what? She can feel when you're trying too hard. And it doesn't feel strong. It feels needy. It feels heavy. It feels like, I don't want this. Because women don't want to be your oxygen. They want to be around a man who can already breathe. A man who's not drowning in loneliness, but swimming in purpose. Boom. See, she doesn't fall in love with the guy who makes her the center of his world. She falls for the guy who's already got a beautiful world and simply invites her in. That's why when you stop trying so hard, when you focus on your life again, when you laugh, grow, and move forward, you become dangerous in the best way. Because now, you're not chasing her. You're not worried. You're not begging. You're living, and when she sees you're good with or without her, her heart starts to beat a little faster. She starts to wonder, wait, why isn't he trying anymore? Did he move on? What if I lost him? Boom. Now she's making the effort. Now she wants to reconnect. Now she's feeling something she can't ignore. And the crazy part is, you didn't chase. You didn't convince. You didn't even try. You just let go. And that made her want you more. So remember this forever. When your life is full, your energy speaks louder than words. When you're fulfilled, you become magnetic. And when you're at peace, love starts chasing you. Let her feel your absence. Let her miss the energy she once had. And don't force it, ever again. On the next chapter, we wrap everything up with one final truth that will stick with you for life. The truth that separates boys from men. The final Stoic code. Let's finish strong. The final shift from chasing love to attracting peace. Okay, this is it. The moment where boys become men, where pain turns into power, and where silence speaks louder than chasing ever could. Satranodi, you want her to feel you forever? Then listen closely, because the final truth might shock you, but it will set you free. Here's the final key that changes everything. You don't need her to feel complete. Not her texts, not her attention, not her validation, not even her love. You are already whole. You were just made to forget it. The world told you, go get the girl. Prove your worth. Chase her until she sees you. But that voice, it's not strength, it's fear. Wearing a mask, real power, comes from peace. It's the calm in your chest when she pulls away, and you don't panic. It's the silence you sit in, without begging for her to fill it. It's the steady heart that says, If she stays, good. If she leaves, I'm still good. Because you know what's rare? A man who doesn't flinch. A man who isn't moved by storms. A man who leads instead of pleads. That man is unshakable. And women feel it deep in their bones. They don't understand it. They don't always talk about it, but they crave it. They crave the man who's not obsessed with being chosen, because he already chose himself. You want to know the real secret? It's not about making her feel butterflies. It's about being the man who creates safety and mystery, comfort and edge, kindness without weakness. The man who lets her in, but doesn't lose himself doing it. So from this moment forward, you don't chase, you don't force, you don't beg. You lead with purpose, you walk with peace, and you let the right woman come to you, not because you need her, but because she feels your presence and never wants to lose it. This is the way of the Stoic man, the man who doesn't just attract love. He attracts everything: freedom, respect, power, and peace. The overthinking? Gone. The doubt? Dead. The need to prove? Buried. All that's left is the calm, powerful you, and the life you were always meant to lead. This is your time. Let the world feel it.